First thing the police said when they got there was, we don't know what is going on when we have shots fired. My question is, well, since when is it UPD policy to secure the victim? Only. I don't care if you don't know what was going on. Why are you guys securing only me while the person who shot me is behind all of us with the gun still? By not following their procedures, they put everyone in the scene in harm's way, including themselves. For crying out loud, you couldn't even tell who was in charge. I mean, there was no protocol, there was no chain of command. I got 10 to 15 officers all pointing at me with 9mm all yelling. Shouldn't someone be in charge here? Shouldn't someone be talking to me so I can respond to one person? I mean, you don't have to be a police officer to know that hands in the air, palms facing forward is a universal. Huh? Everyone in this room knows that. Your children know that. It's a universal gesture for what? I surrender. In 1990, when we were at war with Iraq, the Iraqis surrendered to us. I didn't have to go to him and go, is he surrendering? I knew that group was surrendering because they had their hands up, palms out. It makes it very clear.
The next time we went to court, there was a white man in court with shorts on. He was not reprimanded, he was not humiliated, he was not thrown out of the courtroom like my 17-year-old son was. My son didn't have a chance in that courtroom because of his color. My son got a 1 to 3 for a cell phone. First offense. There's a lot of injustice in Utica. The judges are not fair. My son gets out May 27th, God willing. But I'm here to say, it's a very unfair city. And color does make a difference in Utica. I'm white. And my son was treated unfair. My son is brown. Okay? And a lot of people say color doesn't make a difference. Yes, it does. Because a white man walked in that courtroom with shorts on for DWI. He was not yelled at. He wasn't kicked out of the courtroom like my child was. My son was terrified to walk back into that courtroom. Terrified. He had khaki shorts on with a polo ruffle and button down. He looked very nice for court. But because of his skin color, he was embarrassed, humiliated, thrown out of the courtroom. And let me tell you something, the media didn't help him either. They dragged his story on well after he was incarcerated. All I have to say, if you have kids, get a lawyer if they get into trouble. Because the public defenders work with the judges and they don't care.
And they said, if you don't move out the way, you obstructed justice. So they arrested him for jaywalking. They said he was walking in the... Yeah, they said he was walking in the road. Now, mind you, Thursday, it was slippery outside, it was raining, and the snowbanks is this high in Utica. And nobody walks on the sidewalk. And plus, it was 4 other people outside on the road, walking in the road also, that he did not address that issue to. And I asked the officer, why would you wait till he come into my establishment? One officer had a taser to my friend's heart. He didn't point it, he didn't stand back, he didn't say what you under arrest for, he didn't say none of that. He just said, get down or I'm gonna shoot you. And so my wife, she went into a panic because my son was sitting there watching. We was about to have dinner. And so he ignored me. He didn't pay attention to my family. He didn't notice, like, he didn't see my kids was sitting there watching him. And so Mr. Peterson was asking, who was my associate, he was asking the officer, if you just explain to me what you're arresting me for, I'll give you 100% cooperation. The officer never addressed why he was arresting him. He arrested Mr. Peterson. The officer at the front door, because he didn't want to give me a fair explanation, he had me arrested for obstructing justice, saying I will not let him inside my business to arrest Mr. Peterson. And they arrested me, arrested him, and took us down to the police station and made us post bail.
I'm 46 years old. I look good because I live a clean life. 46 years I was taught not to go behind bars. It's been embedded in me Do not go in the store and touch anything. Keep your hands off things. Don't put your hands on anybody. And I can fight. Silas, you know that. But my record speaks for itself. When you go down to the Utica Police Department, it says Steve Patterson clean. He lived a clean life. I'm not trying to say I'm nobody special, but I lived a clean life. And then one day, the system took it from me.